I don't even know how that works. All I know is they have Shared Fate in their deck, which is awesome.
So, never mind.
Eric might bring in the Peacekeeper, though. Eric might bring in, if Eric brings in Peacekeeper, he might want to leave him those, maybe leave stuff out. I don't know. I don't know. It's very...
well, he can bring in Jace, so that's that deals with that. That would be where I'd...
Jace, the Mind Sculptor, dealing with Peacekeeper.
Jace
You know it's quiet in here when you can hear the dice rolling on the on the table.
That's the reason why we have to talk so low. Even me.
Yeah. Alex has a lot of stuff.
Although during the Legacy, one of the Legacy feature matches, like round 2 or 3,
it's like the middle
Evan Irwin was shuffling, was table shuffling, and you could hear him snapping the cards down on the table in a crowded room. Like the sound
today?
was, the sound was sunk up. Like you could, like we were like
Rashad
I was like, listen, you can hear him snapping the cards.
He was playing goblins, right?
Yeah.
Those my goblins like he was snapping. So he's casually snapping my goblins deck. Oh, I'll have a word with him about that.
Let's see. Eric, just looking at his sideboard,
So,
is probably going to want
fetch land,
Nile
Underground
Spellbomb.
Sea, and to Ponder.
Yeah, Eric's probably going to board in Nile Spellbomb looking ahead to shrink Tarmogoyf and make Doomstalker harder to cap.
Yeah, exactly.
Snap seems pretty good in this matchup as his wipe away, and I guess Peacekeeper's fine. He definitely wants the basic planes.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to get wasted.
Yeah. Upkeep, I cannot pay for my Peacekeeper anymore.
I am very dead, thank you. It might be kind of cute, like there might be a scenario where you just can't win even with a Peacekeeper playing, he just gets milled by Predict or something ridiculous.
Let's hope something like that doesn't happen so we can go home tonight.
That's very true.
So you like Daniel's chances here, Ari?
Yeah. I mean,
I think so, yeah.
yeah,
It's just so much disruption.
like I said, Eric doesn't have any kind of bailout button like ad nauseum. Like, there's nothing that just like auto wins the game.
It's so interesting that Eric's literally only way to win is with Emrakul.
I mean, that's pretty reasonable.
I mean, Emerald's a
Like,
pretty good way to win.
I'm just thinking, like in my Merfolk deck, if he show and tell Emrakul, I put a Sower into play, or paid 4 mana for a Sower, that would just be very funny because there'd be nothing you could do.
Stifle. If you
The
think you have
second
Sower,
one?
you can stifle it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the deck is set up such that you have ways to beat all of these things that typically beat it. Like Stifle beats Wasteland Caracas, and you can set up Doomsday stacks and set up another Doomsday just not mill and EOT or Emrakul to get 2 attacks in, so it's lethal before they get to another untapped step. There's a lot of little tricks.
12 permanents, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't live through that. But yeah, neither of these decks are for the faint of heart. These are some hard to play. These are some real legacy decks. I mean, I don't know if Team America is something you just shuffle up and go with.
I mean, it has Brainstorm in it, so obviously not.
Brainstorm and maybe a 4 mana Planeswalker in the sideboard. Not many people know how to play that in Legacy.
That's pretty true. I mean, the Doomsday deck's obviously
the 4 mana Planeswalker. You're gonna bring it in against goblins? No. I mean, like,
yeah.
what about against Zoo? If they board out their bolts, like, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
And some of these cards are good.
Man, Windle's such a spicy card.
Yeah. You're not playing that in your deck, are you? But
Doesn't
because
set
you're
up
playing
Gun.
you're playing the Grim Tutor's better, you think?
Yeah.
I know some players.
Grim Tutor goes straight from your hand. You don't really have to play it a turn before.
Sure. Yeah. I'm sure they both have their merits and their downsides.
If you're building a 2-card combo, Windle's Vault's probably the best card you can use.
Sure. Yeah. Limdo's Vault's very interesting. It wasn't even used that long ago. It was probably used only in the last year, I think.
The Flash Hulk decks had it.
He just played...
Did they?
Yeah, the Flash Hulk decks had it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is that a Sensitive Divine Cop?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it must be since
It's
he
the
played
Thoughtseize.
over
That's
there.
what it is.
You think?
Yeah.
You can see the little ear over
Yeah,
the
that's what I was
okay.
thinking. It didn't look like an artifact to me. It looks like a...
That also
yeah, so
better
it's a
explain the
thought team, so
brainstorm
he's going to
response.
brainstorm and hide
Yes.
something, yeah. Meanwhile, like, Dan actually played a Wasteland and wasted Eric's first
Underground Sea.
Sea. So he says,
Double Wasteland.
thoughts he's looking at Tombstalker.
Break picks Brainstorm.
Don't underestimate the power of reading cards. Trust me. There's many
so
people
that's-
who have lost to me by not reading a card.
Yeah.
So that's 2 Tombstalkers, 2 Brainstorms, and a Wasteland, and Go for the Throat.
I mean, I don't know what he hit with that brainstorm, but that is a very bad thought seize.
It's most likely a counter spell and something else.
I mean, to be fair, it's not a very good hand,
Right.
but it's. I guess you could say
That kind of makes
sucks
the
for
thought
you,
seize not
sucks for
too.
thought seize. Yeah, look at this terrible
I'm
hand.
pretty sure that Wasteland makes this a pretty good hand.
Yeah, I mean that's a wasteland. The wasteland cannot get thought seized.
So just take one of the
Like,
Brainstorms.
can I pay 4
maybe?
life and take this land?
No.
No.
I mean, that seems good. I mean, if the hand's bad, Brainstorm's only going to make it better.
Sure.
So
Yeah, that's a good
it's
point.
one little, he's already brainstormed once and hid cards. He's got 2 more in his hand. So take one of those and he's got a third one. But
Is that the,
so
It's the judge.
Judge Foil,
Yeah, the Judge Foil.
Wasteland.
was the one that we saw when you got Duress Judge Foil?
No,
Or Thassus?
no, I don't think it was.
What-
That's a
what
good
are we talking
point.
about?
Are you kidding me?
What are we talking about?
I think that
Did he
the.
really just draw it from the wasteland?
I mean, he brainstormed, so he knew it was there. But
Right.
Right.
is
Yeah, it
was that the
No,
Wasteland?
the one you revealed was it not?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't
see-
think it was
think it
foil.
was either. I mean, unless we just
Oh,
didn't
that's
have
But
the.
that- right there on the table, it doesn't look foil, so that might have been it. See that how it doesn't look as
Oh, it looks
shiny as it
foil.
did from that.
Isn't
other
that you can see the
Yeah,
star?
you could see.
from a certain
Maybe we
angle.
just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
He trying
I
to
wasn't paying
predict
attention
what's
to
on
it, I
top.
mean-
Oh, he's playing predict. Okay, because I was like confused.
That card is so much fun. Predict. That card is so cool.
It's just like
Is this the Adam Prozac?
Yeah. Wait, look at his hand.
He
Is
gets
there a
away
wasteland in
with
his
the
hand?
throw.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's
And he
too
draws
much of an
two
angle. You
cards.
can't really tell.
That's
I know. Don't you want to like
pretty
go?
I-
oh,
yeah,
boy,
we
that's
just-
hard. Everybody's like moving to the right. Like,
It would
oh,
take
trying
me
to see it.
months to stop doing that. Like,
do what?
To, like look at everything, to go like this to
Yeah,
see
we're
their
like, what
hand
is
better,
his
but you
hand?
can't.
I know, right? We're talking about the leaning to the side to try to see around them.
Maybe if you walked around to the other side, you get a better view.
Walk around to the
Look at
back
the side.
of the monitor.
Her shadows, yeah.
This is not a 3D television
Yeah.
set, unfortunately.
Just-
That's the future of Magic coverage right there. 3D, so you can look
Multiple
on the
angles.
sides and each player's hand and see what's in it without
It's like
having to
it's like you pause in the sports
squint
game
your
and you
eyes.
rotate all the cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Matrix style Magic coverage. We're on the cutting edge here at
I
StarCityGames.com.
think he has a wasteland.
So,
it might
You
have
get to
been
see
the
the
same
entire order
wasteland.
of
Yeah,
their deck
it
as they're
may
shuffling.
I think it was the same wasteland. I don't say wasteland.
Slow, like just go like slow
So
down.
there's a brainstorm.
Oh, there's positive in the background.
I mean, we can see it.
Oh. See, I forget this too. Like I'm just staring at the screen. I don't even
This
understand.
this is real life that we are in right now.
Is this real life?
So it goes with the Verdant Catacombs. Cracks it. Basic forest here, you think?
No,
No.
there's not even one in the list. It's
I was
probably
kidding, yeah.
probably a bayou. He probably I don't know if he actually wants green. I can't really see what's in his hand.
Yeah,
It's
we're
either
having
sea or
trouble with
bayou because he has to cast that Tombstalker somehow. No way is that gonna happen.
that. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, stifling the fetch land.
It's a little spicy.
Yeah.
Just a regular old fetch. I mean, when he thought seized him, he didn't see very many lands.
I
He
don't
saw a
know.
landline
That,
hand.
that does not seem like how the stifle was all played.
I mean, it doesn't seem like that's what I would fight over that fetch land. I don't know if I would do that. But
So
I
you know,
don't.
Daniel wasted Eric's land, and then Eric played a fetch land, marsh flats, and
Eric Mason has a scrub land in play, right?
I think it's either
Yep,
scrubland.
that's
Or,
Scrubland.
It's a scrub
Yeah.
land. He's one scrub land.
you get scrubland mixed up with badlands. The art looks really similar.
He's got forces.
Two worst dual lands look similar.
Yeah. And when I think of Badlands, that sounds black, black,
Yeah.
black white for some reason. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's
What's the
black
least?
red.
What's the least most used dual land? Is it Volcanica?
Maybe Plateau.
Yeah,
Or Plateau?
Or Volcanic Islands. Yeah, Plateau's in Zoo.
But
It is
there's
in
not
Zoo,
much
but there's
there.
not much to Zoo.
Not much there anymore.
We did see.
I
a
mean,
little-
today. Kinda,
Today
Yeah,
we got
saw a little
two-
bit of a Zoo
yeah.
resurgence today.
Volcanic's only like a 1 of or 2 of, is it, in the 4-color kind of balance decks?
Yeah, it's like a 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
And literally, I think it's Volcanic Island.
Yeah, and the only other decks like Sneak and Show has it.
I think it's
the
Underground Sea.
5-color Storm deck has 1.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Underground Sea.
Yeah.
It has to be Underground Sea,
Yeah.
right?
Just trade them off to me. I'll give you all the tigers you want.
It might be Savannah Act though. No,
There's more savannas.
So Daniel fetches an Underground Sea with his Polluted Delta. It's just really a lot of fetching happening right now.
Well, please buy you.
And
Just-
a Hymn to
just like
Torok from
Shell.
Dan.
Probably Volcanic Island.
Oh, buy is really.
Alright, so
It's probably Volcanic Island.
Him
which
to
is-
Torok?
yeah, Hymn to Torok. So Eric has quite a
I mean, it's
situation
probably
here.
because
He's
no one has
gonna.
the card sneak attack.
Yeah, right.
But that's so fun.
He can't. I played and beat it today. Actually, got
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for Merfolk.
What did he do?
So he's playing a Brainstorm in response to the Hymn, so he
Okay.
can hide some cards too. It looks like.
Sure.
Pick your 2 best cards and put them back.
So he has Limdol's Vault. He has a Force.
He may have 2 forces. I think they're the second card in his hand,
Show
maybe.
and Tell. Okay, it's Shelldock Isle, Show and Tell, Force of Will, Show and Tell, Limdol's Vault, and Doomsday.
Okay, that's what it was.
he has
Never mind.
He has 3 Show and Tells, I think. I think he has 3.
I think that is it's at least 2.
I mean, there's 2 left in his hand. I mean, he put 1 back.
Okay,
That doesn't
okay.
seem right at all.
What?
He's forcing.
Well,
He certainly can have the fodder for it. He doesn't need all those Show and Tells.
Oh, one with
Affairs.
Cloud of Fairies. Okay.
That's a rough one to pitch here.
Well, he already used up 2 of his wastelands. So
Yeah, that's true.
You don't really need the Cloud of Fairies immediately. Cloud of Fairies is good in Pauper. Very good there.
There's the Shelldock Isle. He sees
Force puts the no. He puts the under the Shelldock.
What was it?
I said, I didn't see it. I figured nobody would notice.
Immediate fold to that call.
Alright, so
Where is Wasteland?
see Dan goes with a Tropical Island, and
Here comes a demon.
yeah, the Tomb Stalker, looking for things to
Talk on the
delve.
clock.
You're looking for answers to Tombstalker. Look no further than Banestar Angel. He has protection from her.
That's true.
It also costs 5 mana against the Daze deck.
Can't say this out loud.
So I'm not sure what he just played. Maybe a if we put it in his graveyard, we still couldn't see it. Is it a Brainstorm end of turn? Is that what that was? Or is that what?
Just couldn't say it, but I had to write it down.
Yeah.
We're passing notes right now, by the way.
It's like grade school. We've even got the children to prove it.
Don't read it.
Okay.
And
Show and tell.
Eric plays a Show and Tell, and then gets an Emrakul into play, and Daniel gets a free Tombstalker.
So what's the line?
Yeah. By the way, that was Limdul's Vault that was played. Just a couple sequences ago, I guess. So there's a Bayou and a third Tombstalker. Passes turn.
Nice.
And swing in. Oh,
Copy paste.
maybe not.
Copy paste.
He's counting his permanents there. So
Texted to him right now.
Emrakul swings.
There are a
and
lot of
he
demons.
goes with
He can block with all
a
3 demons.
Stifle on the Annihilator trigger.
Yep.
Yes, and then you can triple block it.
No, he just takes it and kills him.
Don't
with
triple
his-
block it.
He's at
Take it
17.
and
Oh
then
my
kill.
God.
Take it and win the game.
I want to see him die in combat.
That seems like a terrible play.
He just wants. Alex just wants to
The
see.
Annihilator trigger, that was so good.
No, he's stifling flying, dude.
Because I was like, well, what does he do with the 3 tombstones? I'm like, yeah, okay. And you sacrifice all but one of them. So what? You know, like, it's like, well, I mean, I guess obviously, well, he played the third one from his hand.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, yeah, okay, that buys him a turn, but what's he going to do in that turn? But, oh my god, that is awesome.
Oh my god, that's so sick. Isn't that
That is sick.
You did it.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta use your
You didn't
stipends
see that
for.
coming?
No.
Wow.
I didn't think it was gonna happen on that.
That was for sure what was gonna happen.
This is what the finals of the Star City Games Legacy Open are all about here. Folks.
3 demons crashing upon
Three
the poor
Yeah.
Just
Oh, there you go.
so
Look, there you go. You're gonna see it.
See, look, I told you. Yes, I told you. You got triple block it. Bye, Emrakul. What's the sound of an Emrakul crashing to the ground? What? Leaving? Well, guys, I gotta leave now. My ride's leaving. But I got to see the Emrakul die in combat, which should now shuffle his deck in. Okay. So, it was good seeing you guys. I'll see you
Yeah.
the next one. Nashville, you guys are gonna be at
Good seeing you.
Nashville?
Memphis.
Memphis? Okay. Oh, Memphis is the next one. It's
We'll be in
2 weeks now?
Memphis.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll see you
So,
guys there.
cool.
Word up.
All right.
Thanks a lot,
Bye,
Alex.
guys. Bye. All right. Bye.
Peace. Scoot on it?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Good to go. Wow,
Why did you
that
triple
was
block?
exciting.
Why did
Yeah.
you triple block? There's.
Sorry about the noise.
I don't know why. The only
I
card,
don't know why he triple blocked.
The only
either.
card that would make that triple block bad or good is solitary confinement.
Exactly.
It seems like taking it and going to 2 and then swinging back seemed like a
Solitary.
great idea.
There's literally one card that makes it bad, and that's solitary. The rest of the deck is all blanks in that scenario. It's not even like you can show and tell. There's a Cloud of Fairies going. Can't even show and tell in another Emrakul.
Yeah.
Kevin's not here yet.
Okay.
Give me Kevin's number.
You just drop. Okay. That explains it.
So now you can start beating
Yeah.
down with
Okay.
Yeah. There's no reason to risk, I guess.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
I guess you could just have the singleton and you just lose or something. Did he? Oh, come on.
So, days for that show and tell.
Yeah, he obviously up the Emrakul too.
Wow. Yeah,
Now
so
this
this-
is a match right here. This is exciting.
Goif
Beats him with the
in.
Goif.
It's gotta be.
How big is it? What?
Yeah.
Plays a land, passes.
Isn't he a 3-power Goif? Huh?
No lands?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the Tombstalker. I knew he had an effect on the stuff in the graveyard, but
And Hellbent.
I didn't realize how so much of it was gone.
Yeah, I thought there was at least a land left.
So now there's a land.
The camera's not even on.
That one?
I mean, it's on, but it's not recording us.
Right.
TikTok on the clock.
Did he forget to shuffle what? I don't know. Maybe he did. Did Eric forget to shuffle his graveyard in when Emrakul
No,
died? No, he did.
that's a Cloud of Fairies that was forced. So.
Oh, is
No,
that?
but what did? Oh,
Okay.
he might have hymned him or something.
Yeah, you got him.
Yeah, so that's why he discarded the Emrakul and
Yeah.
then shuffled. Okay, yep.
On the 3.
So, Goif in again. Show and tell Emrakul. So what does he have? Not something that he's going to throw out.
Wow.
Jeez. All right, there's
Windmill
we have an
slam
Emrakul.
that show and tell Emrakul down.
Draw is permanent. Draw permanent. Make this interesting.
Oh, wow.
man.
Unbelievable.
That was intense.
The Emrakul looks like it took the game.
Oh my gosh, you're just coming back for more.
Jeez.
That Goif is still sitting there. He's still stunned.
That was incredible.
Wow.
Was that like runner basically?
I think so. We played 3 show and tells, right? Show and tell Emrakul, show and tell got dazed, and then show and tell Emrakul.
Yeah.
So,
His runners after the hymn were show Emrakul. So
we're giving away 1 year of StarCityGames.com premium membership. hashtag currently is, well, the hashtag to tweet at us at SCG Live is SCGDC LEG Finals. That's the giveaway hashtag for the 1 year of premium membership. All right, so let's come up with a decent question.
Can I?
You got one?
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty simple question.
Okay, good.
Which player in the semifinals got a game loss for slow play? It's a pretty easy question. So
Yeah.
send those responses to SCG Live on Twitter at SCG Live. Hashtag SCGDC LEG finals if you don't understand what those letters mean. And one lucky winner will receive 1 year of StarCityGames.com Premium. And if you're just joining us, we are entering Game 2 of the Star
Finals,
City
yeah.
Games Legacy Open Finals between Eric Mason and Daniel Signorini.
Signorini.
God, it's right on the screen. Signorini. I'm like scrambling for the deck list, trying to find the name. Oh goodness. So that was a really exciting game one.
Wow.
That was awesome. So Eric gets an Emrakul out.
To Daniel's 3 Tombstalkers.
To Daniel's 3 Tombstalkers, goes to swing. Daniel stifles the Annihilator trigger, triple blocks with the 3 Tombstalkers, which I guess in hindsight might have been a bad idea, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, he could have just swung back
Yeah.
and won, but lessons learned, I suppose.
He felt like he was probably in a pretty dominant position after that.
Hmm?
Yeah.
He wrote us a note that said, "Yes, I know I'm dumb. Tell it up to the camera."
Didn't see it.
We did not see
Yeah,
that.
we
It
were
was
on a
off to the
different
side
shot.
probably.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
I thought he did like, you can trade the Tombstalkers away for the Goyf, and I'm not going to reestablish an Emrakul before then, but that was my thing. But probably would have just gone for the kill.
That was a pretty intense game one. So then anyway, Signorini drops a Goyf, gets in there a couple times, gets Eric down to like what, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hymns away an Emrakul. He shuffles his library away. I'm guessing he still had the show and tell in hand, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And just
No, he didn't. He had.
Or he
just
tossed
drew
it or
show and
something,
tell
yeah.
off, like, because him
Yeah.
got all his cards and he just drew show and tell Emrakul at the top.
Yeah.
just drew 2 cards.
And Daniel didn't draw a
Just
7th
drew-
permanent.
Wait, he
Daniel
just drew
also-
show and tell Emrakul blind?
I believe so.
Oh my god.
and Daniel also, like, he didn't draw a 7th permanent because otherwise.
Right, he could have just
Yeah.
let the Emrakul get through, go to 1, right?
Yeah.
And then just beat back with the Goyf for the win.
Yeah.
What an awesome match, or so far. I mean, it's not even over.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we've got the wait a minute, we're not done yet.
Oh my gosh.
That would be
Eldrazi.
interesting. Could be worse.
That's true. Just giant Eldrazi's and
Love seeing me some
3
Emrakul.
Tombstalkers.
Yeah.
Tombstalker by himself is a finisher, in a lot of situations, but 3 Tombstalkers could only finish 1 Emrakul in this particular game, so. Well, goes with a turn 1 Polluted Delta and cracks it. Underground Sea, not too much of a surprise.
He
Goes
ponders.
with the Ponder.
Doesn't give us anything. I'm just kidding. Not giving anything away to us. I guess he figures it's too quiet in this room for us to see what he pondered.
Makes sense. Rather than us talking about it.
Oh my
Is
god.
that a Japanese foil ponder?
Is it
It's
Japanese?
definitely foil, I just can't tell if it's Japanese. So whatever it was he saw with that ponder, he didn't really care for it, so he shuffled. And Eric leads off with a polluted delta, probably into an underground sea of his own.
Might want basic.
Yeah. Against Daniel's Wastelands, he might want to get a basic land here.
Yeah, that's a good
That's what
point.
it looks like he's got.
Yeah, just a basic island.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So you're
All right, man.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That's
Keep him over. Joe has cooties. I don't want to be too close to him.
definitely. So second ponder from Dan.
Alrighty.
Here's your Jace back.
Has sweeping been ridiculously awesome or what?
Absolutely. So, wow. I'm just still kind of like shocked at that Emrakul situation last game.
That was amazing.
Well, that's what makes Magic fun.
That's
like
what we're
these
here
kind
for,
of
man.
things,
We're
yeah.
here for these sort of intense finals.
So, Tropical Island. And a Marsh Flats from Eric.
God, he's a player on Stifle. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Like the fact that Eric has to worry about cracking his fetch lands,
Oh my goodness.
getting a stifle from Daniel. Like it's pretty crazy.
I mean, it's like equivalent to like a one mana sinkhole or something. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, I really can't make up my mind what I would want to play in Legacy.
So Eric plays Sensei's Divining Top. And Dan, I don't know if it's resolved yet, but it looks like it does resolve, so passes the turn to Dan.
Looks like I'm supposed to trade for every Legacy card.
There you go, just do that.
Alrighty.
And a
third
third ponder.
ponder.
He is,
He's really digging here.
yeah.
He's just leaving that stifle mana up.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Daniel leaving up the mana just to represent Stifle and make Eric at least play around it. He's got to at least consider the fact that might be what Dan's going to do. Yeah,
Could be. I can't see what's in his hand right now. He's
Right,
got
I'm not-
fanned pretty tight.
exactly. So there's a
Get
Goyf.
Now he's
And
gonna crack. Now he can crack him.
yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna get forced. That will not live. I mean, I think he just cracks both fetches here while he has the opening, right?
I would think so.
You know?
Yeah, seems like a decent idea. I mean,
What else
he's
is
gonna
he
want to
get
crack
a
him
chance?
eventually anyway. So no, he just
He let it resolve. Okay.
lets it resolve.
I mean, he had a show and tell.
He does have, still the opportunity to crack his fetches now, but I mean,
Oh, okay.
didn't have to do it while the Goyf was on the
I thought
stack.
there were. I thought
Dan was going to play another land.
I thought he was.
That was what I was thinking may happen as well.
Right.
But it's kind of like the fact that he didn't just play, the third land and then play the Goyf, so
Yeah,
that,
I guess
to
that-
keep the stifle represented there. So
Good point.
probably gave it away. So he's going to find out what exactly he has. Eric is casting a Thoughtseize on Dan. So we get to see, wow, that's a lot of blue
Wow,
cards.
look
So
at
we've got Daze, Brainstorm,
stifle.
Daze, Brainstorm, and is that the fourth Ponder?
I think it might be. So we got him.
Him, Brainstorm, Ponder. Is it Ponder or
I think there's
Predict?
a
maybe?
predict in there too.
Okay, so he's just going to lay them all out for us, hopefully.
No, he's
Him-
just gonna take the him. I think.
yeah, maybe. Either way, there's 2 Brainstorms, 2 Days,
That's
a
a
Predict. Okay, that was what that was.
Thank you, Eric. You're being very kind. Very kind to us commentators here. There's a brainstorm.
Yeah, so
There's a
2 Brainstorm, 2 Days. Stifle and a Predict.
Stifle and
Well, I said
Oh.
2 Days, 2 Brainstorm.
yes, what you
A
said. and what I
Predict,
said
a Him,
combined.
and a Stifle. So, he decides on the Days.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Well, I guess he can't cast the Him right now. He doesn't have a way to really. He doesn't have another land right now either, so I guess he sees that Dan may sit back and brainstorm and then have mana up for days, and
I mean, he can play the days for free though,
that's true.
which is another good reason to get rid of it, I guess. But he has to return a land, which slows him down even more. So I don't know. I figure seeing the days and just playing around it would be enough, right?
Well, he's got 2 in his hand, so
Good point. If you're just joining us, what's wrong with you? You should have been here from the beginning of game 1. It was an awesome game.
that's true.
Or I hope you had a nice day at work, or something.
I'm gonna finish. If you're just joining us, then
No, I
that
was just.
that was it.
That's all I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna do the station identification. I just wanted to say that.
Well, I'll do it then. So
Go for it.
anyone just joining us, you're watching the finals of the Star City Games Open Series in Washington, D.C. This is the legacy portion between Eric Mason on the
Who loves
left
toxic waste?
and Dan Signorini on the right.
We have nothing smart to say about.
And we just saw an kind of an epic game 1 with Eric Mason landing an Emrakul and Daniel Signorini triple blocking with 3 Tombstalkers to take out the Emrakul, but Eric was able to get yet another Emrakul into play and win the game when he was about to lose the next turn. So now
He's Ritual Doomsday.
Ritual Doomsday
playing
from
around
Eric.
the 1 days.
Yeah, he's aware that Dan has a daze in his hand because he just thought seized a turn ago. So, or actually this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all had Signorini really favored in this matchup too, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like, I mean, Eric's fighting through it, that's for sure. Amazing comeback win. Back and forth battle, game 1. This room is silent.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can start being loud again.
I was going to talk at a normal volume.
When the match is over, I'm afraid I'm gonna just blow out this microphone. I'm gonna have to like pick it up, move it back.
Try to not do that.
Back up, I think.
So Eric is Looks like he's deciding on his
He's got a solitary confinement. Oh my god.
situation here with the Doomsday cards.
Solitary confinement.
Looking at his hand.
Cool. Show and tell. Looks like a brainstorm. And I'm guessing you would pick the Shelldock Isle too, right? Put the Shelldock Isle on top. Have a good night. Does Eric have the speed to recover from that goif there? What is
Yeah,
the
it's-
goif right now? The goif's not that big, is it?
I'm not sure what size the goif. It's been pretty tough to tell, pretty much all day because the graveyards and the libraries tend to fall under the screen or under the either off the screen or under the layovers, I guess, or
Right.
the superimposed.
And he still has a
name and
top on
things,
the
so-
board too.
Yeah, Eric does have a Sensei's Divining top in play. It's under the word Washington at the bottom there, so.
It's under the word shin, actually.
Yeah, if you want to be more specific.
Daniel's gonna brainstorm. Or rather, Daniel brainstorms. Listen. Okay. There's a polluted delta. I don't think I need to whisper the fact that he played a polluted delta.
There's a stifle
That delta.
for the for Dan's fetch land. Now, Dan was doing that earlier to Eric, so, or at least threatening to. And
I
a
figured he might
daze
daze the stifle. He wants that
for the
to
stifle, right? So gets a second underground sea,
sets him back a land drop, but preserves the land.
right?
And here comes Goifes, a berserker. That was for Adrian.
So Goif swings in, and alright, I wonder what the life totals are. Yeah, that is a 3-power Goif. So Eric does have, he's not technically dead on board at the moment, but if Dan can get, or Dan or even Eric ends up getting another card in the graveyard, another card type, that Goif ends up being dead on board. I mean, the Goif ends up being lethal, and Eric is dead on board.
He's got instant sorcery land in the graveyard, right?
Yeah, I think so. Eric has 4 cards left in his library.
And for life. Or for health if you're doing it wrong. For hit points? Okay, he tops. takes the shell dog aisle.
Stifle on the
hideaway.
Shell Dog Isle, yeah. Wow,
Oh my god.
that's pretty nuts. So, Dan, like, wait a minute, now didn't,
Oh, now. Hold on now.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily resolve, but
Still.
it's quite a
That is a power
way to
right
play,
there.
yeah. And
He scoops him up,
yeah,
that's
I
it.
think that's
All right.
wow, Stifle.
What a match, right?
It's crazy how big of a player Stifle has been in this
Stifle has been huge.
in this match.
I think, like, seriously, like, Stifle's my favorite card that I've seen played this weekend.
Yeah,
Like, just watching the different plays you can do with Stifle.
that people don't expect really because you just don't think, you know, you don't really think your fetch line's gonna get stifled.
Right. I was talking to someone earlier and they were saying, you know, Merfolk used to run Stifle.
Hmm.
Kind of makes me want to lean towards Merfolk a little bit. I don't know. What a finals match.
Well, it's down to one more game, and we will hopefully see some epic magic in this last game too to determine the winner between Eric Mason and Daniel Signorini here at the Star City Games Open Series Legacy portion in Washington, D.C. I'm Joey Pasco here with Big Head Joe.
How's it going?
Talking a little quiet because there are only about less than 10 people in the room right now.
10 people, yeah.
Compared to the 700 players registered for the standard portion yesterday. It's quite a difference. But we do need to keep our voices down at the moment because the players can likely hear us, or it's a good chance they'll be able to pick up if we start naming certain cards that are maybe in their hands or possibly possible lines of play. So apologies for the less energetic commentary.
Oh, it's far from less energetic, just
It's less energetic. It's quiet. That's what I mean.
but we're definitely feeling the energy of this match.
So Eric looks like he's certainly done sideboarding. I don't know about Daniel. Oh, maybe that was Daniel's deck, I'm sorry. So they're both done sideboarding. That's good. And they're about to get off to a start. So Eric is likely on the play here.
I'm seeing a force of will, a ponder, and some other stuff. Eric is going to take a trip to Paris, as Joey's been saying all weekend. 1 week late.
It's not 1 week now. It's
I guess it's more than a week. Yeah.
2 weeks since it ended. Yeah, I was kind of curious too. Like, why did Eric concede to the Stifle in Game 2? Because he had a Force of Will and a blue card of his own in hand. And maybe he felt like he wasn't able to come back, like, once he used those, or if he used the Force. The other thing, though, is like that Goyf was, we thought, 3 power, and Eric was at 4 life. So maybe he just never, he realized he did not have an answer for the Goyf. That's right. That's what it was. It was the 4. That was right. He was at 4 life. He uses Force of Will. He's at 3 life. The Goyf is lethal.
There you go.
Yeah. I was thinking for some reason that the Goyf maybe was gaining a power. For some reason, I'm like, where is it? Maybe because of the additional card type, but since we couldn't see the graveyards, I was assuming that was what it was. But yeah, I completely forgot about the 1 life from Force of Will.
I guess that's a double force.
So.
6 card hand. Looks like double force. Oh god, it said double force, double brainstorm. Oh, there's a doomsday in there. 2 forces, 2 brainstorms, a doomsday. What is that last card? I can't see it. Doesn't matter. He's going down to 5.
He's going to 5. All right, so it must feel like he's got better chances. I mean, he can't really rely on being up a game anymore because right now this is it. So, wonder how confident Dan is in his 7.
Dan's got him.
Yeah, well, we saw in the was it the semifinals or the quarterfinals where he it was the quarterfinals against Ari, where Ari played triple duress, and Dan resolved 2 hymns, and it was pretty crazy. Like
That was an awesome match.
yeah. So Eric keeps his 5 and leads off with a basic swamp, and Dan goes with a polluted delta, cracks it, and Eric looked to almost fake as if he was going to tap his swamp to, stifle it or something, but he just spun the swamp around. But so Dan gets an underground sea.
Any passes?
Yep. Shelldock Isle.
Puts Lord knows what.
Yeah. Somebody's going to find out right now and believe that maybe Glenn. And maybe Glenn can let us know.
Great.
I hope.
If he can't,
Well-
text it or tweet it.
Wasteland. It was Emrakul. Wow. So there's one
Oh, wow.
one of Eric's only 3 copies of Emrakul taken out
Exile.
by a Wasteland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's significant. There's only 2 Emrakuls in the deck.
The Shelldock Isle plan has been canceled.
He does have Doomsday in hand too, which is nuts because he could have, that could have put him in position to.
That could have been a quick game 3.
Absolutely. So, Dan quick to Wasteland away the Shelldock Isle.
I just love the disruption in Dan's deck.
Yeah.
This is an answer for every little thing.
Seems that way. As little as a fetch land.
Yeah.
So Dan is pondering. He goes with a polluted delta, passes the turn, and Eric looks like he's going land go, and he is. So Dan declines to crack its fetch just now. So now he is. I just played a Misty Rainforest, I think,
It looks like it.
and cracked it. And Eric, taking a page out of Dan's book, possibly, he's considering it, says, no, go ahead, get your land. And it's an underground sea. passes the turn. Eric plays a fetch land of his
Polluted
own.
Delta. And he passes the turn.
And Dan cracks his polluted delta at Eric's end of turn.
And that one
Grabs a
resolved.
tropical island.
Oh, the last one resolved too, didn't it? He didn't actually stifle.
Yeah. And a ponder from Dan.
Verdant Catacomb.
Verdant
searches the
Catacomb.
body.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, Anthony Barton pointed out on Twitter how in an earlier game, Emrakul died in combat. Pretty strange. And it wasn't with a death touch creature either. But also then died to a wasteland, pretty much, right? And like, really died. You know, like, I don't get shuffled back into your library.
Yeah.
Died. Exiled, died. So.
We've got a Tombstalker on Daniel's side of the board.
Speaking of Emrakul dying in combat, those are the guys that
And
took him out.
We've got a fetch land on the stack.
It took 3 Tombstalkers, obviously, to take out that Emrakul, but and Eric still ended up winning the game. But it was interesting to see.
We're gonna play the Stifle War here. That was neat that it cut with the flash of the camera.
Mhm.
He's showing him pictures of his hand. I'm just kidding.
All right, so Eric manages to successfully crack his fetch land and get a land. But he has to deal with the Tombstalker now.
Here we go, we're playing this battle.
It's the force battle back and forth kind of thing happening here. And there's Doomsday.
What does he do about that? Okay.
So, looks like Doomsday is resolving, and, well, Eric has not yet chosen his remaining library, or what will be.
It is in fact Doomsday, folks. But for who?
Yeah, good question. I mean, Eric just lost half of his life. So that Tombstalker is even more threatening than
Yeah.
it was.
That's a pretty short clock there. What does he pick with this? I'm not gonna guess. Well, I guess I will guess. I would probably say something. Oh.
What was it?
Solitary.
Okay.
So he definitely just picked out solitary confinement to put in there. Looked like a show and tell, most likely an Emrakul. Be funny if he resolved the Doomsday and then flipped over his library and was like, still had all these, and just put his hand out. But I don't think that's going to be the case. No, I mean, he can get the solitary down next turn. He'll be at 4 life. And that'll at least buy him a few turns to get the show and tell Emrakul going. Now, obviously, if Daniel could obviously counter the solitary. He could stifle. Well, he doesn't have a shell. I mean, he doesn't have shell dog out, but I mean, he could counter the show and tell. But I think he wants to. Well, I guess he puts solitaire on the bottom, yeah? That's what it looks like he's doing.
We're whispering because the players can hear us pretty well. There's only like a handful of people in the room, and we're afraid our voices will carry.
Yeah, I don't want to scream what Eric's choosing for Doomsday. That would be very inappropriate. Kibler, if you were playing Doomsday right now and you resolved it, and you were the only people in the room besides the commentators, and the commentators said what you were putting in your library, in what order, loud enough for your opponent to hear it, I don't think you'd be tweeting about why we were whispering. I would think you would be tweeting about why we weren't whispering.
So there's a stifle? Was that what?
Oh,
that
there it is.
Yeah.
Yep,
Wow.
that's a stifle.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Just stifle. Just
Stifle. Stifle's like the
won that
all-star of
match,
this
right?
event.
Right.
Daniel
Oh, wow.
Signorini is your Star City Games Open Legacy Finals champion.
Wow. Like you said, I mean, stifle. It won that game. It won that match. That was nuts.
Stifle.
It's a card that like.
We don't have to whisper anymore.
It seems I'm not gonna still might have to talk super loud. It's a card that just doesn't seem